Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared with my lovely wife Kara.
Hello.
And today we are going to be talking about the Kukri and doing some chopping and seeing how this thing really works and if it's actually worth it, and let's see how it goes.
Let's do it.
Okay, you're gonna see me pull two little blades out here. The CARHART is the sharp utility knife. The CARHART is the blunted honing steel for sharpening the kukri or the little blade. The little blade is for eating, and then the honing steel is for sharpening. So, kukri smiths are called kamis. Sheath makers are called sarkis. Kami apprentices make the kardi and the chakma. The kukri is still carried into battle by the Nepalese soldiers called Gurkha. Both India and England have Gurkhas regiments in their army. Gurkhas were even present at Prince Harry's wedding a few years back. So kukris are 100% handmade in Nepal. No electric tools are required. And the steel on this one is 5160 spring steel that was recycled from the leaf spring of an old Mercedes truck. The notch at the base of the blade is called the ko. Nobody knows why the ko exists on the kukri anymore, but the leading theory is that it has religious significance to Hinduism. The ko is thought to resemble a cow's hoof print or a cow's udder. The handle is made of buffalo horn, and the notch, or the raised bump in the middle of the handle, is meant to go between your middle and ring finger for retention. The sheath is made of water buffalo leather. The handles of the chakmak and CARHART are also made out of water buffalo horn. Traditionally, kukris are stick tang or partial tang blades. Full tang is a Western convention. So the 5 authentic kukri makers are Himalayan imports, Tora Blades, Kailash Blades, Ex-Kukri, Kukri House, and Kukri House Handcraft Industries. This kukri is made by the Himalayan imports. You do not need to draw blood before you sheath the kukri. This is a myth. Hey. Good job, baby.
It's a tree. I've got myself a tree. Alright, I'm gonna clear out the rest of it and get it out of here. Do a little right-handed action. Little left-handed action. Okay, hold on, let me add this to the brush pile.
So we definitely had a lot of fun getting to use this. We know originally it was made as a weapon, but it's definitely good at clearing brush and chopping wood. So that's what we did with it, and we spent a couple hours out here working with it and chopping with it and clearing brush, and we were getting tore up by some mosquitoes. But you know, you gotta deal with things sometimes. But we definitely had a lot of fun. And at the end of this video, I'm going to explain a little bit more of my experience with the Kukri. And yeah, so I'll be quiet until then. So if you guys want to finish watching this, you guys can. And at the end, I'll come back and explain.
Here she goes. That's some fresh wood though. Look at that strong wood. That was some tough wood. Wow, this thing is bouncing back.
Smack downward like this along the tree. There you go. Good job, baby.
Got him. Got him.
Hit it again. Oh, never mind.
Oh, it's making you mad.
So it's this edge is really dull on this one. This did come to us already used with a little bit of chips. I did try to run a ceramic rod down it a few times, which did bring up a little bit of a sharp edge, but not really. Not, you know, when you compare it to actual sharp. I noticed it likes to spin in your hand, so when you hit something, it tends to deflect it that way.
I had that happen as well.
Yeah, you can hang on to it, and it doesn't slip this way because of the pommel down here from coming out of your hand, but it still likes to spin. Now, if this thing had a sharp edge on it, I don't think it would do it that bad. I think it does it because it's so thick behind the edge that it's hitting, and especially when you get something live and that has more bounce to it, it will, you know, it'll bounce and then want to spin. Now, if it had a sharp edge, it would bite the material, and it wouldn't do that. But the fact that it is dull, and to resharpen this at this point would definitely take a lot of work. So unless if you have, you know, an electric belt sharpener or something. Watch it. Now.
No, I just wanted to get the whole thing in there. Damn.
She's the king of the forest. Difference between a sharp knife and a dull knife, right there. Actually, I want some of it. But you ready?
Yep. That was cool. Okay. That didn't work out too good.
Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. So I had a lot of fun getting to use it. The blade is, pretty front heavy, obviously. So, that's why it chops so good. And it does chop really good. It works really well. Like I was saying before, I do think that if it was sharp, it would bite into materials a lot easier and it would be doing a lot more damage. It's not doing nowhere near the damage that it could potentially do. You've seen when I had it stuck in that log and I was dragging wood this way, trying to shave it. It wasn't working. It just did not want to bite into the wood because of the edge, but it would totally work for that if it was sharper. Now, I know this isn't necessarily for that type of work, but, it could work like that a lot better. But you've seen me struggling trying to do it. But even when it's as dull as it is, it still works. And that is the beauty of these. They continue to keep on working. Now, you see through here in the belly, this is hollowed all through here. And then this is a convex edge. Then this is hollowed on the top. It's about 3/8 thick. It's a little over 3/8. It's just under a 1/2 inch thick. The handle is very strong. Everything's locked in. I felt no movement from the handle. The only place I felt any movement at all is just this little cap. This little cap tends to barely move, not much, but no big deal because the rest of it is so solid. I mean, you do not feel like this thing's going to break or fall apart. And, it is an authentic kukri, so you shouldn't in all reality. Let's look at the sheath a little bit. The sheath, this is made out of the water buffalo leather. And then these are made out of the same horn from the water buffalo's horn as the handle right here. And I don't really like honing steel. I know chefs use them, and I understand it's not made to sharpen these. It's made to just help you out or tune them up while you're out in the field, to keep from a big burr or something like that. But yeah, this is a little blade and it is made very solid, so no complaints there. These things aren't supposed to have the best fit and finish. They're supposed to work in the field. And then the tension on these, they don't pop out or anything like that. They work really good. You can see they don't fall out or nothing. It is pretty well made. You can tell it's definitely handmade, but it's supposed to be, and that's the beauty of it. Now, going back to this, the handle felt really good in the hand, and I did try to hold it the way you're supposed to, where it's like these two fingers are down here and this finger's up here, so you have a lot of grip right there, for that type of motion. But it does, because it's dull, it did have some spin, and this handle's round, so that's going to happen. If it was sharper, though, I do think that would have been a lot less. I don't think it would have spun nowhere near as much because it would have bit into the materials. Now, sharpening this is definitely a heck of a sharpening job at this point. Now, if this was me, I would hone it every time I used it. I wouldn't use this honing steel personally. I would use like a ceramic rod or something like that to hone it and strop it. But at this point, as dull as it is now, this is a full-blown sharpening job. For me personally, I would charge like $100 to sharpen something like this because I do it by hand. So, you'd probably want to send it in to somebody that has, a belt sharpener so that they can just do it very quickly and, cheap. But if you wanted it hand sharpened, it would definitely cost you because this is a lot of time and a lot of work. But it's, it's a handmade weapon. So, maybe that would be something that, you'd want to do if it was yours. Get it hand sharpened instead of electric, because no electric tools, were used on making this. So why would you want an electric tool to sharpen it? I guess. Or maybe you would. I don't know. You see a little nick there. That was already there. I tried to get that out before we went in the field, but it is what it is. And it didn't come out as much as I wanted it to, but it did work really well. I had a lot of fun using it. And there you guys go. Peace.